Homestead and Life with the Wolfies. So I can only watch the comments for one. So it will be, hang on a second here. The comments I will be watching will be from Life with the Wolfies because they are the ones that were supposed to get their live stream today. You guys are just coming along for the ride. Now, let me just make sure here I'm on live chat. And here I'm on live chat. How's everybody doing? Hey, Jean. Paula, I don't know. Okay, yes, in the little red velvet case. It's going in my china cabinet because it's going to be for show. Hi. Now, guys, I'm going to be going back and forth, okay? Jean, Edie Murray, the Rumble Bunny. How's everybody doing? Paula, hey, aloha, Seashell. How's everybody doing? What a gypsy mama. How is everybody doing? What a weekend. I don't want to talk about it being Canada Day weekend because I'm going to be putting a rumble out on that. So I got a little bit of sun this weekend. I know it doesn't really show. This is the better camera. So, hey, Urban, Helen Burke. Okay, I've got to turn this off here. You know what? I'm not. I'm just going to leave it on here. Here we go, live chat. So, from South California, and I thought I saw South Georgia. Howie made it to the fourth round on yesterday, and then today he totally crapped out. But you could see it in his face this morning. He was exhausted. Hi, Angie Mack. Yes, we're back home. Well, I'm in my office, so yeah, we're back home from the track. And hello from Stone Mountain, Georgia. So it was a really busy weekend. I'm in a great deal of pain. And it's Mary Beth. Hi, Mary Beth. East Central Kentucky, South Georgia, Iowa. Wow, we're hearing from a lot of people today. So anyway, I didn't get I was in and out of that trail yesterday, in and out of it Friday, in and out of it yesterday. And then today I went out. I tried to film the first race. The phone wasn't working properly and the camera red lit. Ohio. Hi, Kathleen Elliott, Teresa Pierce, Dana M, Gloria Clark. And if I don't call out your name, it's because I can't keep track of all of the names going by. But so yeah, it was a great weekend. I'm really grateful we didn't try and go downtown Ottawa. I mean, last year, Canada Day, thank you, Lisa. Thought those were pot leaves on the curtain in the back. They are. First name, last name. Of course they are. Pennsylvania. Hello, LG. So I remember, you hear me tell stories about going down to Parliament Hill on Canada Day and how we'd take a cooler and our lawn chairs and an umbrella and we'd all dress in Canada colors and we would stay on Parliament Hill all day, right from about 10 a.m. all the way till like 10 p.m. when after the fireworks, right? There would be live music. The one year we watched, everybody who knows me from Freaky Friday will tell you that there's a song. It was done first by who does Brown Eyed Girl? Who does Brown Eyed Girl? Van Morrison. Thank you. And he did the original. Hi, Pam. He did the original, he was the original writer of the song called Into the Mystic. We were born before the wind, but Colin James does a version that just answers my soul, right? And hey, Joanne and EJ. And you're my brown-eyed girl. But anyway, Colin James did a live version of that at the Canada Day celebration concert. And Howie and I were at the barricade for it. And he played the Six Nation guitar, which I think it's the Six Nation guitar or First Nation guitar, whatever it was, Six Nation guitar. And it was going to travel from Canada Day that year. I can't remember what year it was. And it was going to travel all over the place, being all over Canada, being played by Canadian artists and then signed and then moved on. And then it was going to go into the museum. Hi, Shelley. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Anyway, Howie and I were at the barricade and he played Into the Mystic. And Howie put his arm around me and did this. And and then there was the fireworks, and we would, when we were walking back, we would go back, we would go pick up our stuff. Everything was carryable, right? Like our cooler was soft side and all that stuff. But we would walk back, and there were jugglers and people doing magic tricks on the streets. The streets were all blocked off. Hey, Miss Marlene from Florida, and Joyce Cameron, Patricia Griffith. And I mean that. And then the Prime Minister would give his speech, and we would have the fireworks, and and everywhere you looked was a sea of red and white, right? The anniversary weekend's going wonderful. Tomorrow is our Jump the Broom anniversary, and the 31st is tomorrow is our 32nd Jump the Broom anniversary, and the 31st is our 29th wedding anniversary. Hey, from Philadelphia, and Grammy's Kitchen, and hi, Kim. So I need to send you a message about Patreon. Okay, Joanne, message me on Facebook Messenger, and I'll talk to you after. And live chat, please be on live chat. Live chat or live chat, Mary Beth. It is Mary Beth. I got it right. Hi, Linda Saya. How are you? How are you, darling? Okay, so that was Canada Day. Now, last year, a lot of people were really, really, didn't want to celebrate Canada Day, but they wanted to acknowledge it, but they didn't really want to celebrate because that's when all these mass graves were being found, at the schools, right? Thank you. It's not our anniversary yet. We have a lot of anniversaries, trust me. So it was kind of downplayed last year, right? And this year, it was a debacle. It was a debacle. I'm going to do a rumble about it. Not a debacle in the sense where nobody behaved. It was a debacle that even the folks marching in a peaceful march, escorting the veteran, I think his name was James Ross. I'm not sure if I got that correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. And as the peaceful march came in, people were warned, you can't yell or make a ruckus. You can't yell things like freedom, or you're going to get $1,000 fine. You can't, you can't like wave your flags or shout or yell, anything. You're going to get $1,000 fine. And there was this whole, because Parliament Hill was kind of off limits. There was going to be no celebration that I'm aware of on Parliament Hill because it's all barricaded for renovations or whatever the hell. I don't know what's going on. You can be sure that I am going to do the research before I do my Rumble video and find out exactly what was going on downtown. All right. But there was, I think it was James Top. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry Leach. Was it Strathmore or Strathcombe Park? I'm not sure what part, but there were supposed to be the Canada Day celebrations there. They were renting bouncy castles. They had bouncy castles. Hi, Andrew. Mwah! They had bouncy castles. I'm looking at two different chats here, guys. They're going to have a big barbecue and all that stuff. And at the last second, Canada Day morning, the permits were denied. And then some people wanted to go on Parliament Hill. Okay. And then when James Topp was doing his speech, oh, and by the way, as all these people did their peace march or whatever it is into Ottawa, the sidewalks along the route were lined with police. Lined with police. And then when James Topp did his speech, 4 guys, and don't tell me they weren't plants, 4 guys started mouthing off and getting into it with the police. And of course, there were arrests made and all that stuff. The energy was just, from everything I've heard, the energy was bad. Well, what was the worst insult of all? The worst insult of all is if you did want to step foot on Parliament Hill and yell Happy Canada Day, you had to surrender anything. Like if you had a backpack, you couldn't take it on the hill. Like you couldn't take your own water, coolers, nothing. And you had to surrender your flag. It wasn't allowed on Parliament Hill. Does anybody want to know what the Rumble's going to be about coming up? You know, this is just beyond the pale, right? So anyway, so I'm glad we were at the racetrack. Why? Because there was beauty there. I wish I got a better picture of it. There was a folks that had their pop-up, and it was a bright red pop-up with a white Canadian leaf on it. And then they had the great big rollout Canadian flag mat. And they had flags and their chairs and their clothes. And it was like, yeah, that little pocket used to be what Canada Day was like downtown on steroids. And then I hear the Prime Minister gets up and makes a speech about, we've got to, talk about peace and love. And you just imagine the words coming out of my mouth. Okay? So I am going to sage now so that we don't want to talk any more negativity, because that has got to be for Rumble. Right? So, but Howie did really, really well. Hey, Miss Marley. Hey, Cindy. Simply Jessica. Yeah, it was pretty, it was fun, but it was painful getting in and out of that coach. And then I never sleep the first night, right? I mean, the next morning, yesterday morning, I slept through race cars. Now, me and Gracie. Sacred smoke of the sacred white sage. Cleanse the air of negativity. And any prayers and blessings we have, please raise them to the ears of the Creator on your smoke. There we go. There we go. So, yeah. Hi, Andrew. How are you? So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, but don't think that I'm going to keep quiet about it. I'm just not going to talk about it. No, I don't grow my own white sage. I grow regular sage, but you can make a smudge. Sage is sage, but the white sage is very sacred. Oh yes, thank you, Seashell. Remember, don't get caught short canning this year. Don't get caught short for lids. Seashell is putting it up in the chat on Life with the Wolfies, and after this video goes down, I will leave you a link in the description box below this video so that you can purchase and stock up on 4 jars canning lid. 4 jars always pops. Canning is easy with 4 jars. And there will be a coupon code Half Acre to give you 10% off. But I'm learning. Oh, and I told everybody that I sprayed my because I put up these squash beetle bags, and it wasn't squash beetles that was eating my zucchini and my squash. It was cucumber beetles, the black and yellow striped ones. So I made up a little mix of a bit of Dawn and a bit of corn syrup and some water. It burnt my squash leaves. Don't do that. Okay? I'll show you. I'll take you around the garden because I'm pretty sure I got a weed tomorrow. So I'll be doing a day in the life of Mrs. Wolfie so you guys can see, what the garden looks like when I get back from 3 days away. Taking the grandkids to AR to mine for diamonds this week. Oh, wonderful. I'm going for the crystals. Plan on bringing back a couple of 5-gallon buckets. Oh, Mary Beth. Hey, Waldo, wouldn't that be wonderful if I could just do stuff like that, eh? So, I forget where I was going. I'd love to grow my own white sage for cleansing and blessings. You can use any sage for cleansing and blessings, as long as you harvest it, you grow it yourself, and you harvest it with the correct respect and dignity. And when you make your smudge, you do all the right things to make it a blessing. Did anyone experience cross-pollination issues with squash? I have, EJ. I have. A few years ago, probably 10 years ago, I planted spaghetti squash and butternut squash in the same garden. Now, one is a winter squash and one is a summer squash. And you don't plant those two in the same garden unless you can plant them 2 acres apart, right? I'm new to the group. Love watching your videos, especially your frugal series. Well, hey, Mary Jo. Well, thank you. Hi, Lori Higgins. Burnt my cucumber foliage leaves. Very diluted Dawn with a fine mist. I know. And is that my fault? Did you do that after me recommending it? It burnt my squash leaves. It did. My pumpkins were doing great. Now they're all dying. I'm not sure why. Check the vines for any kind of borer, like a squash beetle borer. Check that. Yeah. So I didn't think anything of it. I planted butternut squash and spaghetti squash in the same garden, and they were fine. So I thought they were full of crap until I harvested the seeds and tried to do it again next year. The seeds from the harvest of planting the winter squash and the summer squash in the same garden gave me really inferior squash. I got buttercup squash that was slightly stringy, butternut squash that was slightly stringy, and I got spaghetti squash that wouldn't string properly. You know what I mean? So this is what I do now, right? Is that my fault, Paula, that you did that? So that is why I plant zucchini and spaghetti squash, right? Because to a bee, a squash flower is a squash flower, right? But if you're going to it's okay to plant winter squash in the same garden. No, came from many YouTube videos, even those specifically spoke of cucumbers and zucchini. I hope you weren't a spider. Yeah, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I used Dawn and I used a bit of corn syrup because I have non-high fructose corn syrup in my cupboard. It's been in there for years, so I thought I'll crack it and it will help the soap. Oh no, I planted the butternut right next to the spaghetti squash. There you go. There you go. Well, you're going to get beautiful squash, but don't save those seeds for next year because you're going to get hybrid seeds, right? So, and I use the corn syrup to help the soap stick. And I came home and there's, but they're coming back. They're coming back. So maybe it was because I used Dawn Platinum, right? Because my grandmother, even though she died when my dad was like 8, she swore by, and sometimes tobacco. She'd break up one of Granddad's cigarettes and let the water soak and then strain it. And but it is also a burning thing. So you got to be careful what you put it on. My butternut are green striped so far. Really? Huh. That's odd. Now, listen, guys, I didn't get to do anything live this weekend because, hey, hi, Garnet, how are you? I've never seen a green striped butternut. They're coming back good. Yeah, mine are coming back too. I wouldn't have wanted done it when they were in flower. Oi, that probably would have just killed it. And don't do it on your plants if they're in flower. I don't think I can get neem oil here. I've tried. I've tried to, I know, Lucy, the whole world is upside down and backwards. And that's okay. Some people think it's a perfectly normal thing. And some people are totally attuned to what's actually going on. And we can't blame the people who don't understand what's happening because they honestly don't understand where we're coming from, right? Yeah, I think it was the Dawn Platinum, Paula, that burnt it. So I'm doing better since I put my AC on. Good, Jean. Good. But it's been nice and cool. We didn't have to use the AC once this weekend. The only time I turned on the generator was when I needed to boil a kettle. What was that? I missed that. Whoops. My husband's chamomile seedlings turned into bushes within a few weeks and had to be pulled. Oh no, I just started chamomile by seed and I got one flower. I'm not doing anything with the chamomile if it doesn't grow. If because chamomile is a perennial, right? Oh, I gotta tell you guys. Hi, Mayhem. My baby Sammy Turtle loves the squash flowers. Sometimes I sacrifice a fruit for my wee baby. Of course you do. Hey, Teresa. So remember I showed you my marshmallow flowers? Well, we were getting off the highway to go get gas. And this one ditch over the guardrail was pink with marshmallow plants. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go there in the fall because I know exactly where it is. And because they're in the hollyhock family. And hey, Cal. And they're in the hollyhock family and they are a medicinal. I don't have my medicinal book here. They are in the hollyhock family and they're a medicinal flower and they're beautiful and they're perennials. So I think if they're anything like a hollyhock, the flower heads will turn into... From Michigan, hey, Teresa. My squash did really good this year, but the carrots didn't do anything. Well, my beets, are already, some of them are the size of my thumb. So I think I'm going to go back and see if I can't get the dead head flower heads from those plants. Like, I don't care if I have to pull off the highway and get Howie to, help me. But, yeah. And I was going to give my scooter carrier to my cousin, but Howie said, no, there may be a time when we're going to drive to the States, not in the coach, but, or we're going to go somewhere for the day, like a concert, and you're going to want the carrier for your scooter. And I said, but it's dead. He said, buy new batteries. Okay, I'll buy. Serious question. For what do the Canadians blame high gas prices? You really want to know? Well, first there's this carbon tax that our current, I call it illegal government because he got 32% of the vote. He shouldn't even be in Parliament. It has an imperial Italian chamomile. Ooh. And then he decided to slap another carbon tax on it. And then he went to war on the petroleum industry. And then there was the pandemic. You name it. But it all comes down to piss poor management by our current government. Period. Full stop. That man does not deserve to be in power. Yes, I'm going to get new batteries, Jean. I'm going to get new batteries. And I'm keeping my scooter because tell you what, I would have gone down to the grandstand and live streamed from the grandstand, like right there where the tree is. but it was too much of a walk for me, right? I have my sticks, but then I can't take I could have taken my phone in my pocket. That's one of the things I love about these squirts. I asked one of my sisters what corn was, and she said she didn't know. I told her, and she said she does that too. Thank you. It is PP. What is PP management? Does your government own your oil companies? I have no idea. I have no idea. But I know we have oil companies and we have refineries. And I don't want to talk politics. It just gets me angry, and I've got to thank you. Yes, Karen Black. Piss poor. And do you know what piss poor means? Here's that little historical fact. Well, my favorite saying is broke, flattered, and piss on a plate. But piss poor means people used to save, like if you knew you were dirt poor, if you were piss poor, because they would save their urine and they would sell it. I forget if it was to the wool industry or the tannery for some kind of, for the ammonia. And that's what it meant to be piss poor, if you were that poor. Anyone know the answer to the chamomile question above? Whoa, not sure. Could you repeat the question and I'll have a look? Sorry, this tripod's really, really wonky. Never heard of a marshmallow plant. We'll check it out. It's a flower. And it's like a hollyhock, but it only gets about 3 feet high at most. And it has a really delicate pink flower. And I'm pretty sure the entire plant's medicinal. I'm not getting all chat. I'm on live chat. You should be. You should be. Let me see. I'm on. Well, hang on a second. Let me just check this here. No, I'm on live chat. If you're on your phone, you might have to touch the screen and scroll it up every once in a while because the chat will fade in and out. So now, what was the chamomile question? We watched fireworks last night at the lake. It was awesome. It was fun, but really hot. Well, they even had fireworks at the track on Friday night. Hi, Kimberly Homestead. How are you? And Butterfly Rainbow, Celeste Auto Care, and Wicked Insanity. Kel Storm, are you on both, Kel? I'm getting whiplash here. So it's not. I'm doing a double live stream because it's going to be. I have to have a shower and get changed, and then I got to do Freaky Friday. Then I got to do my Rumble, and I want to do a tea break for tomorrow. But I guess this could replace the tea break. Bev is on 2 different channels, both Our Half Acre Homestead and Life with the Wolfies. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, you're not getting all the live chat because I'm on 2 different channels. You're getting the chat from Life with the Wolfies, and you're getting the chat from Our Half Acre Homestead. Now, do you understand why you're not seeing both chat? No, that's not you over there. Okay. Do you use flowers from chamomile? Absolutely. Flowers from chamomile make chamomile tea. And chamomile tea is in my medicinal herbal. Chamomile is one of the most soothing things. Like, it's not just one of those calming things to help you calm down before bed, but it also, Angie, husband's chamomile seedlings turned into bushes within a few weeks and had to be pulled. I wouldn't have pulled them. I would have left them. I would have just cut them back. I don't know if you use only the flowers. I don't have my herbal book with me. Hey, Chaos Hobby Farm. How are you, darling? Oh, you're visiting family. How wonderful. I like chamomile tea. It's soothing. Well, if you have a newborn baby or a baby that you're having a hard time, lavender and chamomile in their bath water is so soothing. Can't do lavender in my house because it makes Howie sick. But lavender or chamomile in their bath water will actually help calm them down and get them ready for bed. Guess the USA isn't the only one with horrible government. Oh no, are you kidding? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Biden or or Brandon and Castro are buddies, right? So, excuse me. I'm in a great deal of pain. Yeah, they're getting really bad, and the times are getting really bad. And the truth is, well, you say you want a revolution, well, you know. Yeah, they are, Lorraine T. They are. We don't want we don't want to change the world. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do, first name. This is the whole plan. Is they're both printing money, right? Flooding our creating inflation, and they're going to bankrupt our countries so that we have to all go on this plan. Don't think I am, guys. Do you remember when everyone called me a conspiracy theorist? Now they're me the spoiler alert lady. See the Boston Pops concert. You're going to see the Boston Pops, Gene? Oh, that would be so wonderful. Hey, Mama Dukes. Yeah, I don't want to talk. Yeah. Well, thank you, Butterfly Rainbows. I was talking to a lady today who, saves her seeds and she was at Canada Day on Friday, and then told me all about it. And she said it was just, even when everybody tried to do everything by the city bylaws, they were still interfered with on every level. Everybody was interfered with, and it's just not okay. Oh, I'm on the TV now, Gene. Oh, you're gonna watch it on the TV. What's a great salve? I can't wait to the Boston Pops concert. Oh, PBS. Oh, right, because it's 4th of July. I'm a tinfoil hat lady. Now everyone wants to rocks to block. You know what? I actually saw 5G come up on my phone when the LTE, and now it must have came pre-programmed for it because it's a new phone. Somebody please tell me how to shut that off. Please email me at mrsvolfe@gmail.com or connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com. Tell me how to turn off the 5G on my phone. I don't need that crap. It's probably why I've had 2 migraines in the last week and a half. In the last week. Very painful. Yeah, well, I'm getting migraines already, right? And I want to make sure that the 5G is not that is turned off on my phone. So a Thunder shirt and the drops they sell, music to relax dogs on here, even earphones, fireworks tomorrow night. So I'm taking care of 2 dogs. Yeah, this is a first year. Well, tell Waldo if you can email me how to do it. I'm one of those people who need specific instructions. Like go here, go here, go here, do this, do that, do this, do that. Okay? I know there is another Mary Jo, but I don't know where she is from. I very rarely use my free government phone. Let me tell you something about free government anything. It ain't free. Okay? Hi from Florida. Question. Do I have to pressure can G after I make it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't can dairy products. I don't. I don't. You go to your internet settings, into your settings, you should be, well, okay, I'll look afterwards. No, it's shelf stable. Okay. Bev, have to tell you, had hearing our son got total sole custody. No contact with mom, period. Good. That's what she gets for kidnapping her own kid. 5G tower is 250 feet from my house. Oh my God. I'm not sure you can turn off 5G. Oh no. Well, I'll tell you, I don't even want to go there. But I hope you can. I hope I can go back down to 4G because I never even thought with the new phone. This is a Samsung 22 or an Samsung Galaxy 22. Nothing wrong with 5G. Well, yeah, well, we'll see about that. Mind you, I haven't got any nanoparticles in my body, so pretty sure 5G won't. Anybody ever seen the movie Cell by Stephen King? I actually downloaded the book so I could read it. As for G, if the dairy part is all out, which means you have to clarify the butter to make it G, to take out the milk solids. Let me just see that again. It should be shelf stable, but yeah, pressure can it. That's from somebody else. Are you going to be doing your card readings? Because I would like a reading if it's not too much trouble. Mary Jo Mosley. I can do a reading for Mary Jo Mosley. I'm doing a gypsy tent. Oh, Mary Jo Mosley. All right. First card. Second chakra. Archangel Ariel. This is your gut. And something is, okay, you got the Archangel Gabriel. I don't know if that's what that has to do with the second chakra, but we got the second chakra upright and we got hostilities upside down. Okay, so it's not exactly hostilities that are going on, but something's going on. That's why it's upside down. If it was right side up, it would be blatant hostilities. But there's some things that you're feeling that are coming from a family members or friends that feel like veiled hostility, like polite meanness or something. Somebody's kind of poking at you. And your gut instinct, okay, is to stand strong. You have protection at your back. Listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Just because there's somebody you love or somebody you respect doesn't mean what they're doing is okay. And listen to your gut on that. Is that okay? I hope that meant something to you. 3G is not available. No, I don't mind 4G, but and Whippoorwill Holler has a video on YouTube for that. Angie Mac, 5G here. My cell phone dealer said, don't believe the conspiracy theories. Yeah, well, he's a cell phone dealer, isn't he? Follow the money. Hi, Rena. Thank you. It's not Granny, it's Grandy. And Howie is going to be Grumpus. And Melanie sent me another baby bump picture. So what I'm going to do now that I'm home is I'm going to start printing them off. And because I have the sonogram, the first sonogram on my fridge, and it's held up there with a magnet that has a self-portrait that my son did, the baby's daddy. The self-portrait that my son did, somebody made into a magnet for me, and the sonogram's held onto the fridge. Well, now I'm going to start printing off the baby bumps and watching them grow on my fridge because I don't get to see them that often. Up until last month, I could choose 3G gene. I did get an email stating it's being stopped. Well, they're going to just force us forward, aren't they? Until we're in line with everything they want. Don't be surprised, folks, if someday I just suddenly disappear from the internet. Why? Because there's going to be a day when I'm going to walk away from all of this stuff. Not anytime soon, of course. I feel a tickle. I know. I missed this. Wait a second. Whoops. Can you please let me know the name of the book on herbs? Jeez. It's called The Complete Medicinal Herbal by Penelope Ode. I do believe it's Ode or Ody. No, not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Whoops. What did I miss? Hey, Malka. They're not? I'll be right back. Oh! I'm simultaneously streaming on 2 channels. Well, because our Wi-Fi seems to be working really well tonight. So turn the light on, will you? What the hell? No, I don't understand. Is this not plugged in? Okay, on, time, temperature 350. You may want to just throw them in a frying pan here. We'll give them another few. If not, that has to be wiped out. Unless you're willing to, because that's plastic. That's not supposed to be running with just a plastic bottle. I don't know how I got away with that. Huh? Okay. Okay, we'll have that pasta salad, and then I'll, if that doesn't work, it worked the last time I used it. Oh. I'm growing tomatoes in buckets. I think I got the idea from, I don't know. I saw a bucket setup for tomatoes, but I did it a long time ago. But I know that my stepfather-in-law, God rest his soul, James, they lived in an apartment with a balcony. And what you doing, baby? Putting chlorine in?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to document this week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some more water too. Hi, Malka. And he would plant tomato plants in a 5-gallon bucket on their balcony just because he's like me, just love tomatoes. You have the right to speak your mind. You aren't doing anything wrong. Let them look. Let who look? What's going on? What did I miss? I missed something there. So Penelope has several books like that, maybe different versions. We are friends, family with a farmer or two in the middle of nowhere. We have an exit route if necessary. X has a house and I live there, but it's behind the garage. Hey, Chrissy, how are you, darling? I forgot where I was. My tomato plants have gone crazy. And I'm looking at them going, why aren't there any tomatoes on here? You guys we've had some really cool nights, eh? Well, that tomato plant that I cut off and put in the planter pot. Hey, Linda, how are you, darling? That I put in the planter pot. It's easier if you do it that way because you control the water and it needs a lot of water to grow roots to survive. And because I brutally cut that plant off at that big and stuck it in a bucket. But the one that I stuck in the ground didn't survive. Why? Because the water I would give it, unless you built a little dike around it or something, but the water I would give it would soak through the bed, not just in there. But when I got home, I saw a little tiny tomato, half the size of my baby fingernail. It's like, okay, you're starting. I'm not going to argue. Surf, very productive at home. Thanks. Yes, I am. Only Cat Ricky at home and we bond together. Okay. Who are you talking, Mary Beth? Right to speak your mind. You aren't doing anything wrong. Waiting for the giant green tomato worm to show up. Oh, I saw a chicken coop today for sale. Like somebody, like I said, oh, I love the smell of fresh lumber. And it was on the 148. Before we came on the mountain road to come over the mountain to come home. And it was one of those chicken coops that had but it was really solid built. And it had the nesting boxes on the back. And I looked at that and went, you know what? You know, one heat lamp and one, light on a timer in the wintertime. And I could have chickens. Again, and I was like, no, Howie went, no. And I said, well, I certainly wouldn't be buying them store-bought feed. I would buy store-bought feed and then I would cut it with bird seed and then I would cut it again with any scraps that were good enough to be chopped in the blender and given to the chickens, like watermelon rinds and all that stuff. I have tomatoes, crookneck squash, zucchini, potatoes, and cukes in a few plastic totes. They're doing great. Wonderful. Waiting. Talking about the government being in our business. Well, the thing is I don't want to talk about it here because what were the final? Howie went out in the 4th round yesterday and in the 3rd round today. But I mean, I'm not going back for another 3 weeks to a month at the end of this month. So I think Cousin Angie's going to be up here for that. My garden didn't do any good. It was too hot. Did that reading make sense, Mary Jo? So, yes, happy 4th of July for all my American friends tomorrow. There probably won't be any videos coming up tomorrow because I'm doing a Soulful Sunday tonight. And then I have my patrons live tomorrow, and I don't have any videos to work on because I haven't been home all weekend. Just Miracle Grow fertilized everything today. EJ, that shit is toxic waste. Please don't use Miracle Grow. It's like saying, I round up my entire garden and put a tarp over it for the winter, and then I plant everything and put Miracle Grow. That stuff is real toxic waste. It may do wonders, but it's really not healthy. It's really not. Hi, Alva Silva. How are you? Yeah, the Miracle Grow is really toxic. There's a reason it's bright. It's bright turquoise. Thank you. It wasn't a very happy well, it was a happy Canada Day because we were at the track, right? Squash about done for the year. Wow, you must live like in the desert or something because mine haven't even gone into flower yet. Yours is pink? Your Miracle Grow is pink? Soil, water, sunshine, and compost, and the occasional bit of well-rotted manure. And that's all you really need. But the truth is, think about this, folks. You want to put our tinfoil hats on for a second. You're welcome, Malka. I wouldn't use Miracle Grow. I would not use that. It's never been allowed on my property, period. I think in the beginning I might have gotten Miracle Grow potting soil before I did some research. Hey, Doris, how are you? Hey, Kimmy Poo from Houston, Texas. So what was I going to say? Went right. We're talking about Miracle Grow. But, right. Put on our tinfoil hats for even our cattle feed and seed didn't come up this year. That's never how. Okay, listen carefully. Now, does anybody not understand the difference between contrails, which is condensation from an engine, and chemtrails? Does anybody not know the difference? My Rumble channel is Mrs. Wolfie, but if you Google Mrs. Wolfie on Rumble, you're going to get somebody who's put our half-acre homestead and all sorts of stuff on there for clickbait. So I will put the link for my Rumble channel in the description box below this video after the video is processed. I will also put the link for 4 jars canning lids. Always pop and don't get caught short without lids this year. These are a heavy duty canning lid from an American company, and if you use the coupon code half-acre, you'll get 10% off. Yes, he did win. He won $50. He made it to the money in the 4th round, but it was like but that's the first time he made it in the money, right? I just set up a hydroponic garden that came with Miracle Grow. Won't be using it. Now, I would go to a hydroponic store and actually ask for the good stuff they use for marijuana plants, and get a good basic organic liquid fertilizer, a 111 fertilizer, and should do just fine. Oh, I know, oh boy, you can practically see glistening particles some sunny days. Just my opinion. Thanks for letting everyone know. Oh, I thought I'm pretty sure. Thank you, Seashell. God, you're working double time. God bless you, darling. Thank you. Fish emulsion is awesome too. Bone meal, blood meal, all of these things. But look at your plants and look at their requirements. This is why I top up my soil every year with Jimmy Carroll's oldest rotted manure pile. And I'll tell you what, in 2 years, my garden's going to be over doubled in size, probably tripled. And there's going to be fruit trees back there. Why? Because right now it's on my septic bed, and we've been filling in the ravine with clean fill. And next year I'm going to get a couple of loads of topsoil. And I mean loads. I plucked a 17-inch, 3-inch wide zucchini from Mark's side of the garden. Monster zucchini. How big did you say that was? 17-inch. That sounds like an Aerosmith song. I got a softball-sized watermelon. Can't wait to eat it if the critters don't get them. Well, now you know. Put that, slice up that Irish Spring soap, and or grate it with a cheese grater and sprinkle it around your plants or around the outside of your garden. Right? Not too much around your plants, but sprinkle it around the outside, the perimeter of your garden, or on the either side of your rows. A little bit of grated. That'll keep the critters away. I'm so glad I caught your live. Love watching your no-nonsense canning. Well, thank you. On the farm with smoky mist. Love it. Hi, Chrissy Ferguson. Lorraine T. Manure is best. Absolutely. Especially. Now you can. I'm hoping some good size zucchini this year. I just hope I haven't killed everything. But I haven't even looked out back yet. I was just so busy getting in here and getting set up for the live streams. My peppers are taking off. Same with the onions. My onions are doing good. Some of my pepper plants are only this big, but those are the mini pepper plants. So I'm wondering if they're actually mini plants that grow mini peppers, because one's got a pepper on it that big. But the other ones are just taking off. So I'm really quite comfortable with that. I'm hoping for some good size zucchini. I would really love a lot of spaghetti squash. And I don't think that my trellis is going to work. I think I'm going to have to go out there with some zip ties, because the twist ties, things have shrunk and stuff. New to the channel, where are you? I am in Western Quebec, about an hour out north of Ottawa, Ontario. We're in Western Quebec. And what a bunch of horse shit. Yeah, that's really actually good for your garden. Now there's 2 ways you can do that. You can get composted manure. It is a kick watching the garden grow. I'm excited because I want to go out back and look and see what they did in the 3 days I was gone. But Denise Kenny, about your comment, I know it wasn't directed at gardening, so we're just going to say this anyway. If you happen to know a horse farmer and you can get a 5-gallon pail of fresh horse manure and stick it way away from the house in your garden in a 45-gallon drum, fill that 45-gallon drum up with water, let it steep, and then every once in a while just grab a watering can of that. Don't water your entire plant with it, but like walk along the row and give it manure tea, horse manure tea. Hey, Joe, how are you, darling? From the Niagara area. Love your channel. Oh, I love your peaches. I wish I could get a case of peaches this year. Just got 6 amber link hens. They're so quiet, lay big brown eggs, and do good in cold weather. Wonderful. Do you still oven can flour? No, I don't. No, I don't. Where can I buy walking onions? I have no idea. I look on the internet. Look on a seed catalog. My husband's poblano pepper plant is way smaller than the pepper now. What did somebody ask me? No, I don't oven can flour. Why? Because I keep it in the freezer. And like when the big bags come home from Costco, they get divided up into bags. And then the bags get filled, or they get put in the bags and they get put in a shopping bag in the freezer. And now you'll notice when you look in my freezer that I have things in shopping bags. Why? Because that's how I remember how they're dated, right? If I went shopping 2 months ago, it's in the very oldest bag in the freezer. And that's where I start from, right? But I don't oven can flour. It's totally unnecessary. You can, jars nowadays are not meant to withstand dry heat like that. All right? They're not. You will eventually wreck your jars. Okay? They're not meant for that kind of temperature, dry temperature. Bunny poo you can use directly, and you can with goat poo too. Two, it's totally unnecessary if you freeze your flour. Once it's frozen and been frozen, like in the baggies, you don't only have to freeze it for a week. 50-pound bag, I'd let freeze for a month or at least 2 weeks, okay, just to be safe. Then you take it out, let it come up to room temperature, so there's no moisture issues, and then you start filling up your half-gallon or gallon jars right to the rim, snap a lid on them, and put them in your pantry, or big tins with tight-fitting lids. I've never had a problem since I started doing that. Those are the only peaches I eat. Niagara. Well, Malka, where else are we going to get them? Unless they're coming from Georgia. So my cousin Diane used to have thank you. Happy Canada Day to my Canadian friends, and happy 4th of July for my friends tomorrow. Yes, you can leave the flour in the freezer. I actually do. Next time I go to Costco, I'm praying I can get 45-pound bags of flour. I'm getting 2 more. But I put 30 pounds of flour in a 5-gallon bucket with an oxygen absorber. Well, the thing is that might work, but all your flour comes with eggs. And if it doesn't get out all of the oxygen, the eggs won't die. Clanton, Alabama has the best peaches. Hey, Freaky Geek. Well, my weekend's over. A long weekend, because Friday was Canada Day, so that's the day off, right? Jane Morrow. Hi. Happy U.S. Independence Day and happy Canadian Independence Day. Yeah, if we were independent. And happen to have a fig preserve recipe. No, I don't. But my niece Bronwyn says, what is the best way to ripen peaches? Good question. Somebody wants to know. Joe wants to know, because I don't know much about peaches. Anyway, listen, guys, I have to go live in 35 minutes with my patrons for a Soulful Sunday. Don't be fooled by the name. We're going to have some fun. I freeze my flour, then Mylar bag with O2 absorber. Perfect. All right, guys, listen, for all those who care to, please help me close with spiritual push. This is usually on Life with the Wolfies, but we're live streaming on both. Nice to meet you too, Kimmy Poo. Kimmy Poo, that's so cute. For those who want to stay, or for those who don't want to stay, there is no judgment if you don't want to stay for the closing prayer. All right? You do you. There is absolutely no judgment. This is the time that we come together and we drop the walls that religion has forced between us. Religion and man's rules. And we come together, you connect to your faith, I connect to mine, and we celebrate the similarities in our faith with a prayer to the Creator, the one God, source of all, including source of Christ. Okay, so sending love and light from Oregon. Okay, Waldo, flour can be put in jars and the air removed with a food saver jar attachment. You got to be careful with that. You may want to put a muffin paper or a coffee filter on top. You do not want to suck air or flour into some of the older models, okay? Brown paper bags in a dark spot. Check every 2 days. Works for avocados too. That's how to ripen peaches. And same with tomatoes. Same with green tomatoes. Thank you, Stephen. All right. Here we go. For all those who care to, please help me close with a prayer for the world and for each other so that we can lift each other up and lift up the world. There's a lot of pain in the world and a lot of aggression and anger and misdirection and manipulation. And we just want, we want God to know that we are not going to allow that to define how we go forward, correct? Okay? So, for all those who care to, please help me take a nice deep breath. Hold. You take a big lungful and you're going to blow out the candles. Hey God, creator and one source of all, including Christ, whom you gave us to teach us the absolute necessity of pure love in our lives. Love, divine love. All love is divine. Thank you, God, for bringing us here together today so that we can pray for our world, pray for our country, pray for our friends and family, and anybody else out there who is lost, alone, confused, neglected, rejected, addicted, ill, frightened, feeling like they're in a fog or in the dark. God, we just want you to fill us with your divine light so that we can, being humans, we can't carry it. And we push that light out so that our prayers go up like a great big lighthouse on the shore. And for the people that are lost in the fog and lost in the dark and in the storm, can make their way toward that divine light. Please, God, help us to be more patient, tolerant, but not too tolerant. Patient and tolerant with our fellow man and our loved ones and people who are having a hard time. We lift those people up to you, God, and we thank you for bringing us together so that we may uplift and love and support each other whenever we can. Thank you, God. Thank you, because we're alive today. Some of us were able to get out of bed on their own, under their own steam today. We have every reason to be grateful. Even when the world seems to be falling apart, we are alive and aware. And we follow our faith towards the light, pushing back the darkness with that oh so wonderful lighthouse of God's love. Hallelujah! And that was not mocking. Thank you, God. May we go forth in peace, light, and love. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part. Miigwech. Walk in the light of God. Peace be with you. Doesn't matter how you talk to God, as long as you talk to your faith. Talk to the source of your faith. Because when we fill ourselves with the divine light of God's love, it pushes back the darkness. Because there's one thing the darkness hates, and that's illumination. Take care. God bless. Everything's going to go back somewhat to a normal rhythm this week until I go to the next set of races. All right? I love you guys. Mwah. Mwah. Take care. God bless. and we'll see you again soon.